You've probably met someone who thinks they know everything. They interrupt constantly, refuse advice, mock people for asking questions, and somehow, they're always the loudest person in the room. But here's the disturbing part. Low intelligence rarely announces itself openly. It hides inside normal daily habits. Habits so common. Millions of people repeat them every single day without realizing what it's doing to their mind. And before you say, "Yeah, this sounds like someone I know," pause for a second. Some of these habits might be yours too. Because having a low IQ doesn't always mean someone struggles in school. Sometimes it means they stopped growing emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Sometimes it means they became addicted to comfort, to ego, to distraction. And the scariest part? Most people never realize their own mind is slowly becoming smaller. They think intelligence is about sounding smart, using big words, winning arguments. But real intelligence often looks quiet. It's the ability to listen without getting defensive, to admit you were wrong, to stay curious even when your ego feels uncomfortable. And people who lack that, you can usually spot them through tiny daily behaviors, like constantly needing noise, music while eating, videos while showering, scrolling before sleeping, checking notifications every few minutes, because silence forces reflection. And reflection can be terrifying for people avoiding themselves. Pause and think about this honestly. Can you sit alone for 10 minutes without reaching for stimulation? Or does your brain immediately search for escape? Another major sign is emotional impulsiveness. Some people react to everything instantly. Every disagreement becomes a fight. Every opinion feels like a personal attack. Why? Because emotionally immature minds often confuse correction with disrespect. So instead of learning, they defend. Instead of listening, they attack. You see it online every day. Someone tries to share knowledge, and the comments instantly fill with sarcasm, mockery, and anger. Not because the information is wrong, but because insecure minds feel threatened by growth. And honestly, one of the saddest habits is making fun of people who are trying to improve themselves. Laughing at someone for reading books, going to the gym, starting therapy, learning a new skill at 30. That behavior usually hides a painful truth. They're terrified of their own potential, because watching someone else grow forces you to confront your own excuses. Another dangerous habit: never admitting mistakes. Some people destroy relationships, lose opportunities, hurt others deeply, and still convince themselves they are the victim every single time. That's not strength. That's ego protection. And over time, ego becomes a prison. Because intelligence is deeply connected to self-awareness. If you can't examine your own behavior honestly, your mind stops evolving. And eventually, life becomes repetitive. Same mistakes, same reactions, same emotional cycles. But here's the twist nobody talks about. Low intelligence is not always permanent. A person can become more thoughtful, more aware, more emotionally disciplined. Real intelligence isn't about knowing everything. It's about remaining open enough to keep learning. So maybe the real question isn't, am I smart? Maybe it's, have I become the kind of person who refuses to grow? Because that's where real mental decline begins.